Menasha has developed a comprehensive Rx-to-OTC program to support pharmaceutical manufacturers' switch from prescription to over-the-counter sales. OTC switches can be a substantial growth catalyst for your pharma company, but the merchandising supply chain involves many steps and complex processes. Navigating through them can be a real pain, and it's probably not a core competency of your company. There are companies and solutions that help with parts of the process, but the result is that you need to engage multiple suppliers, which slows down speed to market and increases overall costs. Or you can turn to your trusted partner, Menasha, to handle everything. We offer the only comprehensive end-to-end solution. We start with pre-sale switch support, offer packaging and display solutions, manage the entire supply chain, and bridge the gap that exists with retailers, with all the work being done in our FDA-registered facilities, resulting in increased conversions and substantial sales growth. Menasha's Rx-to-OTC program, making the switch has never been easier. Learn more at Rx-to-OTC.com.
Probably the most important thing for pharma companies is to win on the switch level when it goes from Rx to OTC. So what we are able to do is help manage all the complexity that's associated with taking it from one organization to a consumer organization and managing all the steps in between commercialization to store execution. So with Menasha's background and with our asset base, we're able to do all the steps that it would be required to commercialize an Rx item to an OTC item. With Menasha's history of launching sensitive programs with CPGs across the board, one of the things that happened is we acquired a company called Rand Diversified in Edison, New Jersey. And Rand's expertise was really on the Rx pharma side of the business, especially around OTC products. So as we integrated that business, we discovered that there was a way for us to help Rx companies overcome the complexities of launching new items in the OTC world. And it was that Rand acquisition that really gave us the catalyst to move forward with that, especially with their certifications and their facilities with regards to FDA and DEA certification. One of the biggest advantages that Menasha provides Rx companies when they commercialize or take an item to OTC is we're an end-to-end designer, producer, pack out and fulfillment, and distribution asset. So we can take things from whiteboard all the way to store distribution. So within that is creative services on the front end to help design and conceive displays that are going to be impactful at the store level, leveraging our retail sales group, which helps bridge the gap between intent and execution so that we can bring all the parties together and get the most impactful events at store level with the retailers that we have a strategic footprint with. Then we move on to actual manufacturing and fabrication of the displays. And after that, we drop those into our pack out and fulfillment services network that allows for CPGs to do self-release programs with us because of our standing with the FDA and the DEA, so that you can own an advantage in time and you can win that conversion faster than your competitors. On the pre-switch activity, that's a critical component of alerting and helping your consumer know that things are going to go from behind the counter to over the counter. So where Menasha steps in and is very helpful is we realize that if we help our CPG customers design vehicles that announce it and allow the retailer to convert the pieces like the arch that we did for the Allegra program, then it can build awareness well ahead of the actual launch date, which is critically important to winning the conversions. Well, self-release is important from a speed perspective. Most of our RX CPG companies allow us to self-release on their behalf. And what it does, it allows the CPG to create a linear supply chain without any return loops, so that the minute the FDA releases the hold on the converted item, we can start shipping to stores and land finished, full packed out displays in store within 24 to 48 hours of release. To us, the best case scenario is to engage your provider, whether it's Menasha or whoever else that you might use. Engage them in the process when it's part of the Rx brand team's responsibility to shape up the story to hand off to the consumer groups within their companies. Because a lot of times what we found is that in translation, a lot of the key elements can be lost because the message is much different when it hits the retail floor. And how to tell that story is critically important, and that's something that we can definitely help, and that's the perfect scenario. Because then you're involving us from the minute you decide to move it out, and we're there at the whiteboard helping you design all the elements in the execution of the program, not the program itself, but the execution components that help get it to store quickly and right.